Hey dreamers, this is Jade. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm here for some more catch up in my journaling, and I'm starting off with my one line a day journal. And that footage there was at like the end of a batch of footage that I had before, but somehow the other parts of it, like I filmed it and I don't know how it got like really washed out looking, so I just scrapped that footage and I am working with the other footage that I have filmed throughout the course of the month. And so you got the end of the first batch of footage, and this is the other batch of footage that I am getting through now. There was like a whole series of days where I just did not journal anything because I ended up going to the what happened? I ended up having a biopsy for my kidney just to make sure it's still functioning the way it needs to function, and yada yada yada. If you're not aware, I have had a kidney transplant that was back in 2017. Thankfully, the kidney is just fine, it's working as it should. And so yeah, that was fine. But after I had to get off of I have to take blood thinners. I had to get off of my blood thinners for a few days to be able to have the biopsy safely, so I didn't like have any internal bleeding or anything like that. And I think in the meantime I had developed a blood clot. I did not know for sure that that's what it was at the time, but that's what I was suspecting, since my leg felt really really weird, and it was in the leg that I was already having trouble with my joints and all that kind of stuff. At first I thought maybe it was just a pulled muscle, maybe I had stretched too hard, but no. There was at some point, like soon after, God, can I talk? I had an epiphany, and I was like, this feels like what it feels like when I've had blood clots before. And so I waited a few days, just taking medicine and stuff like that, trying to get the pain to go away. And I decided, like a couple days later, that if it wasn't gone away by a certain day, that I would take myself to the ER and make sure, rule the blood clot out. So I ended up taking myself to the ER, and that's exactly what it was. It was a blood clot. I think it was probably two. And so those days I just was not up to journaling or doing anything like that. So I just kind of let those days go by, and I was like, I'll just backfill it when I need to. And that's why you see a lot of murping and stuff like that, because I just was not here for it. I was not in the mood for it. I didn't have the energy. I felt bad. So yeah. Anyway, so now I am working in my 5-year journal, and this is actually some of the footage that that would have matched that batch of footage for my one line a day journal. Getting that done, I did end up donating. I had I have like a ton of books in my floor that I'm trying to get through, and so once I read them, most of them are brand new books. Once I read them, if I decide that, hey, I like this book but I'm never going to read it again, it goes in a pile. If I decide I like it and I'm going to keep it and I'll probably read it again, then it goes in another pile, or I try to find space for it on my shelf. But the pile that goes on my floor, I do one of two things with it. Either I will donate it to like a little free library or the library, and then, or I can take it to like McKay's and get traded in for credit or store credit, or either cash or whatever. So this time it had been a while. I think the last time I cashed my books in, and then I had a whole set just riding around in my trunk. And finally I was like, okay, I need to put these in the free little library. And it was a perfect fit for what I had. And my mom was like, oh, I see, the book's missing or whatever. So I'm glad that people are going in there and taking some of them, because it wasn't really filled up when I went there. It was like just a few books. So the books that I had ended up filling it up. So now the stack in my floor that I have now, I'll probably take that. And the next time I decide to do something with the stack that's in my floor, I'll probably take that and cash it in. What I'm considering is, and I'm hoping my brother doesn't watch these videos, is my brother really, really loves the store that I cash my books in at. He likes to go get comic books and stuff like that from there. And I'm thinking that next time if I cash those books in, I'll just get store credit instead of cash. And I can give that to my brother for like Father's Day or something. So yeah, and then he can, grab whatever he wants till his heart is content. And so yeah, anyway, I made a mistake in my 5-year journal here, and this is where you see me fixing it. I had this, it was some old notebook with Tomoe River paper that I ended up cutting up, and I had the top of it left, and it was like the perfect size to fit in that space. I ended up writing the same entry on a different date that it wasn't supposed to be on, so I covered it up and put in the right thing. And It is slightly different color, but you kind of can't tell on the camera at least. So yeah, anyway, again, there's typically a way to fix your mistakes if you make a mistake. And I make mistakes. I am not perfect when it comes to this journaling thing. Sometimes I go back and read my entries, and I done made spelling mistakes and stuff like that. And I mean, it is what it is. So yeah. And typically I don't do that because, I've always been, that's the one thing in school I've always been pretty good at. Like reading, I was always ahead. I've always taken like advanced courses in English and yada yada yada. So it kind of burns me up when I have like spelling mistakes and stuff. But I know it's me rushing, and I've noticed that I think my brain just works faster than anything else. I think faster than I can talk. And I think that's why my words get so jumbled all the time, because I'm thinking faster and the words won't come out as fast as the way I'm thinking. So yeah. Anyway, after my 5-year a day journal, I am going in and getting my gratitude journal caught up. And this, I don't know why I let it build up so far, because there's weeks here, but at least my system is working where if I know I have gratitude on a day and I don't actually feel like filling it in like this, I will take a little post-it note and make a little note on what it was I was being grateful for that day. And then that way I can just go in and backfill it, and I know what I'm talking about. There is one day where I'm like, you could have put more words in this, because what are you talking about? So it's not on this week. I'm not sure what week it's on, but it's like a sticky note on a Saturday, and all it says is books. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think that was the day that I went out shopping, and it was like a whole to do, because when I go out shopping now, it's like I have to hit everything, and then by the time I get home, I am exhausted. I need to chill out. It's not, I can't shop the way I used to shop. Like, I just cannot do it, and that's why I don't do it. First of all, I think the whole panorama just kind of threw everybody off. And after having to be in the house like that, I just felt no need to continue my activities the way that I used to. Like, I just did not feel the need to go shopping all the time, the way that I used to before. And so that has definitely helped me save more money and cut down on all the stuff that I have. And there's so much stuff in here. I really just need to go through and get rid of a whole lot of stuff that I no longer use, things that I'm no longer gonna do. So yeah, because I used to try everything. I mean, I was into all kinds of crafty stuff, and most of that stuff has been abandoned, and I have pretty much just kind of stuck with my creative journaling for the past few years. So I mean, I keep stuff here and there, but I think for the most part, I just need to get rid of most of that stuff and stop filling my space up with so much stuff that I'm not going to use. So yeah, and that's that on that. So I have slowed down on a lot of the shopping, so I'll have small hauls and stuff here and there. But as far as the way I used to, and especially too now, Tuesday morning is just kaput. There's really no craft store that really hits me like that, like how I used to get with Tuesday morning. Like Michael's is okay. I go in there if there's like something specifically that I need. Same with Joanne, and I don't even bother going in Hobby Lobby anymore. I just don't like their practices personally. That is a personal choice. I am not judging or condemning anybody else that still goes to Hobby Lobby. Just putting that out there. So yeah. But yeah, I have just really cut down on the shopping, so I enjoy that. And if I do shop, I try to get something that I know I really like and I know I really want and will use, if not now, that I will use in the future. And so yeah, that's that has been a feat, and I think the pandemic really helped me with that, because you know, being forced pretty much to stay in the house and only having to go out for the things that you actually need just kind of switched something in my brain, as far as that. So I'm grateful for it. I kind of miss the old days because at least I did get out of the house more. But other than that, it's been definitely very helpful for me. So yeah, anyway, this I think should be the last batch in my gratitude journal here that I am getting caught up. And I have, as you can see, I have moved from one month to the next month, and this, we are now in April. What I'm doing here, and yeah, and just getting that done, and then I will move on to filling out my mini bullet journal, like all of the media that I consume for the month and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm getting my media filled out in my mini bullet journal, and what I have um come to understand is that it's easier to just fill out everything, like all of the boxes and stuff that I'll need to put my stuff down, get it all set up, and then fill everything out, if that makes sense. So I'm just making sure I have all the boxes that I need for all of the shows and television, all the television shows and movies that I watched during the course of March, and get that filled out first. So I'm getting all my boxes done. I don't know why on the other side I do just a straight line here. I don't know what I was thinking there, and then there too. So I do go in with my Tombow. I have a Tom. There it goes, the tape, the whiteout tape or whatever, and just take that out. And then here I'm setting up for what I was listening to on repeat for this month, and then I will stamp some book things, some bookshelves. Can I book ends? That's not what I'm talking about. Useless. This. I will stamp this. I did the same thing that I did last month, and I just ended up stamping entirely too close to that hump there. And so it's just not giving me a good impression whenever I do that. And I don't know. I'm trying to get it as close to the other side as possible, but it's messing up my stamping, and I need to make myself remember that. And here I need to add two more books just to make sure I have 9 of them, and they would not fit horizontally, so I covered that up just to get 2 more. And again, the stamping impression is just not that great, and I'm 99% certain it is not the stamp, it is the way I am stamping it, and I just need to do better in this thing, trying to make sure I get it on there right and stuff like that, because when I do my test stamp, it's just fine. And this is actually a pack from Hiba from My Little Journal that I recently picked up. I saw it, and she, had book review stuff, and I was like, that is perfect. I will take it. And so I purchased it. Shout out to Hiba from My Little Journal. She has some great stamps. I have gotten a couple of her alpha stamps before too, and I've seen another alpha in one of her journals, and I'm not sure. I looked on her website, I hadn't seen anything, so maybe I'm thinking maybe she got it from somewhere else, and I kind of want to ask her because it is so cute. And I don't see it on her site, so I don't know. I have to keep a lookout for it. So yeah, I'm getting all of my media filled in. It was, as you can see, a pretty good month for TV and movies here. I ended up watching The Residents, and I really enjoyed that. However, I just felt like it was too long. Like, I felt like they could have wrapped it up. They could have wrapped it up a little quicker. Leap Year is one of my favorite rom-coms. Loved it, and I watched it with my mom because I think she had never seen it all the way through. And then I finished the All to All the Boys I Love trilogy. Love that, y'all. I watched this movie called The Trap. My brother put me on. Crazy. Okay. Anyway, getting all the books filled out. I read 9 books for the month, and that pretty much wraps this up. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please leave those below. Trust you all have been safe and well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.